Hello ladies and gentlemen, Nebris here, and welcome to another Mindcrack video. This one is basically going to be me doing some stuff around my base while talking about Ultra Hardcore Season 7, actually all the seasons. It's just going to be a big Ultra Hardcore episode, and that's pretty much all I will talk about because I do have a lot of stuff to talk about now that the final episode of season 7 has aired. No more spoilers out there for me to worry about. I can talk to you guys completely free of any worry. In case you guys are wondering what this is, that will probably I'm probably gonna change some of it, but it'll all become apparent soon enough. I hope. In another video probably, but for the most part, I'm not concerning myself with telling you guys what that is right now. I need to get stuff done. So, uh, I guess we'll start at the beginning. Season 5 was my first experience with Minecraft, the Ultra Hardcore mod. Oh, I thought I had more of those. I'll have to get some. So I had a fantastic time in season 5. That that was the season where I made a really cool sand trap that I lost a whole heart making it, and it didn't, like, nobody ever like ran into it and died because of it, but I was still really happy that I did that because like nobody had made any traps up until that point, and like I wanted to make a trap for someone so that if they weren't paying attention and being like very cautious, especially with me on the field, that they could mess up. And one of the other things that I said I wanted to do was to make a whole bunch of pressure plates out of the excess wood that I got, because my strategy involves me cutting down a whole bunch of trees at the start, and that leaves me with a lot of excess wood. So I wanted to use that wood somehow, and uh, I decided to make wooden pressure plates. I think I got one too many of those. And what I was hoping to do was, I wasn't actually going to trap them or anything, because that would, like, you're not going to get very much TNT, maybe 4 or 5 things of TNT at most. It's not an easy thing to get in mass unless you have a grinder. And let's be honest, no one's going to be able to make a grinder. Do I have coal for this? I don't. But you know what? I might as well take this out, even though it's not gonna cook until I put coal in there. So yeah, the idea was to basically, um, I was more making a statement saying, "Hey, I'm changing the way this game is going to be played. You're gonna also have to look out for potential traps, not just other players. And if you fail to be cautious all the time, you might find yourself in one of these traps, and you're gonna have a bad time." So, and I think the reaction from other people after season 5, they were always wary of traps that I could have set, and that was the desired. Ooh, I almost messed that one up big time. That was the desired outcome from that, and I'm really happy that people started to like be afraid that, like, listening to other people, it's like, oh, we should be careful around this village or this desert because Nebris might have trapped it. And I think that's what I was going for. I mean, obviously, I want someone to fall into one of these traps and do some damage. To an extent, Kurt did, and I got zero point 0.5 damage done to Kurt from my Nether portal trap. And there's a lot I can say about that. Sorry, I was burping. There's a lot I want to say about that Nether portal trap because I caught a bit of flack for it. Obviously, it the trap wasn't a huge success for 2 reasons. The first reason, is that Pause disabled it. Like Pause came across it, came across this thing, and he didn't know what it was, and he destroyed the trap. He doused the lava, or actually he put cobblestone over the source blocks. So that destroyed the lava, and eventually the lava ran out, and the trap was basically nullified by that. Later on, when I came back up to the surface, I saw MC Gamer messing around with it, and I obviously assumed that it was him who disabled it. But that was not, and I sort of yelled at him for it. It's like, why'd you do that? But, it turned out it wasn't him, and he was trying to fix it. Um, and, well, that encounter is a story I want to get to eventually, but uh, I'll address it in due time. So what happened? Oh, messed up. What happened was when I went back, I did get a chance to fix it, but I didn't spend a lot of time fixing it. I just sort of like put another source block up there and booked it because I was afraid I was gonna get I was afraid MC might still be in the area and he had more health than me, so I was afraid to like directly attack him. But anyways, I did get to reset that trap. Not perfectly, not as good as I had it before, but good enough. But the thing is, the little bit that didn't get reset perfectly was um, the gap through which Kurt escaped. So I feel that I could have done a better job. I think the trap would have been a lot more lethal had Pause not disabled it. And I'm not mad at Pause. Well, I am kind of mad at Pause. He disabled my trap without even realizing what it was for. I mean, if he had realized what it was, I don't think he would have disabled it because he would have just made a mental note, don't go to the Nether, it's trapped, and then he would have just moved along, found someone else to kill, and he would have just he'd have been like, okay, I found this trap and it didn't get me. I hope it gets somebody else. So why would he? He had no incentive to destroy it. But the thing is, like, he just came across it and had no idea what it was. And like, I don't know why he didn't know what it was. I would think it would be kind of obvious, but I know full well that it's really hard to think and concentrate on like things like that when you're in the middle of an ultra hardcore game. Like you just can't process that kind of thing because you're busy being alert and paranoid for other players while at the same time like concentrating on the game, playing the game itself. So I'm not mad at Pause. I fully understand how something like that could happen, and like I don't bear him any ill will for it. I'm sad that it happened, but not angry at him for disabling it. Well, I'm kind of angry, but not enough to be seriously mad or anything. Whew, another burp. These tacos, guys. Um, so the other reason I caught a lot of flack for it or not working was because I didn't want to spend too much time on it. Uh, Basically, there is a perfect version of this trap. It's like the platonic ideal version of this trap, and it's not what I did. Ideally, the trap would be set in the Nether. That way, they can't put themselves out. I chose not to do that. I didn't make a conscious choice. I think maybe I, I this is hindsight. I'm not gonna try to say I made this as a conscious decision, but um, it would have been nice to be able to camp that area where the portal was, and like if I caught somebody trying to escape the trap, I could gun him down from the safety of the other side of the trap. Like someone would be trying to escape, and I'd just be on the other side, hitting him with arrows, pushing him into the lava. That would have been nice, but I don't think I had consciously thought to do that, so I'm not going to take credit for it. If you want to give me credit for it, yeah, I'll take it then, but that's not why I did it in the overworld. To me, there was no decision. I just did it in the overworld without any reason or justification whatsoever. That's just what I ended up doing. Um, I think maybe because I wanted to be cautious about it, because if you mess that up, you are in deep doo doo. And I didn't want to be in deep doo doo, so that might have been why I did it in the overworld. There's oh well. Enough talking about that. But the major thing why I didn't make a perfect version of this trap was because time is a huge factor here. It is a very valuable resource, especially early on. At the point I made this trap, the idea is you want to make this as soon as you possibly can. Get it up and running ASAP. That way, everyone who goes into the Nether is going to fall for it, not just everyone who goes in after you. Because if I had not been the first to make this portal, two things could happen. The first is like somebody could be waiting on the other side to ambush and kill me, and that would not have been good for me. The other thing is it wouldn't have linked back to my base, which is where some of my stuff was at the time. So I was pretty confident that I was going to have been the first one to make a portal. So, I mean, I wasn't worried about coming out in somebody else's base that I was completely unfamiliar with. I'm surprised no mobs have been spawning here. It looks pretty darn dark. Anywho, oh, I'm gonna run out, aren't I? Dang it. Thought I had enough there. Alright, what was I talking about? Something. uh, I'm sorry, guys. Oh, yeah, coming out of somebody else's portal in a bad way. Yeah, 15 will have to do. Or whatever this number is. So, yeah, if I had come out of somebody else's portal, I wouldn't have been able to get my stuff back that I had cooking in. I think I had something cooking, I don't know. But at that time, I did not yet have a bow. So, my in order to make the perfect trap, the opportunity cost would be spending a whole bunch of time. First of all, I wouldn't have made it on the obsidian because you can't mine that away. Like, the perfect trap involves you. Um, it involves the player not being able to place any blocks to get out. And like, if you're not familiar with this trap and how to get out of it, which I'm guessing most people weren't, it probably would have gotten them. So, what am I doing? That's all that. Oh gosh, sorry. I might have to ramble on a bit while not doing anything of any importance because I sort of finished the one project I was working on. So I'm just gonna, jump around, maybe harvest things. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, hello. How did this happen? Um, so my train of thought just derailed completely due to that skeleton and me finishing my task. So, um, I was talking about making the perfect portal trap. Oh, so if you're not familiar with it, you're probably gonna take damage or even die trying to escape it. The only reason Kurt was able to escape it was because it was, you know, poorly done. Like, well, I think there was an opening he could get through because the lava wasn't completely encasing the thing. That was because Paz had disabled it. And again, not mad at you, Paz. You just it's a recording thing that I'm guessing why you didn't understand what that was. No hard feelings there. So yeah, the perfect trap. I could have spent a lot more time making it perfect, clearing out everything 4 or 5 blocks away from where you could safely stand. That way, anyone trying to get out could not place a block around it anywhere, and that would give me the ability to, or that would prevent them from being able to escape the easy way. I think there's another way you can escape using torches and um, like you would place the torch here, the portal would be destroyed, and then you sort of inch your way over here and click on that side of the torch, and it places a block there. So what you would do to get out of it is basically do this, but the thing is, the further this towards one side that you inch, the more likely you are to get lavaed. So it's not a safe way to do that. Um, so somebody else had suggested that instead of mining the 4 blocks around in every direction, that you go to the Nether and you put beds around it, so that when they try to place a block, and granted that there's lava covering this entire portal, so they can't see the lack of blocks or the presence of beds. So when they go to try to place a block, they'll blow themselves up, they'll blow themselves into the lava. Even if they survive the lava somehow, they're still on fire in the Nether, you're dead. And I don't even know whether or not that is escapable. So, that being said, um, the time it would take to construct such a trap. Oh, this is coming along nicely. The time it would take to construct such a trap would have been a lot more time than I was willing to allocate to constructing the trap. My goal was to get in, finish the trap, and get out as soon as I possibly could. That way, I could go on to the other things, the other pressing concerns, which is A, getting full iron armor and a bow and a nice supply of arrows. You cannot do that, and spend time making a trap that early on in the game. Also getting gold, of course, gold and diamonds, and so maybe later on in the game, if nobody's been to the Nether, it might be worth spending the time making. What the heck happened there? I'm gonna guess someone was here and did that, but that's really gonna throw me off. I don't appreciate that. Unless somebody put those in a like what I do is every time I get exactly 64, and now because of what happened here, now I only have 55 in this stack, and I'm sad. This saddens me. Where was I? Oh yeah. So yeah, it might be worthwhile doing it later on in the in the match, but yeah, it's not worth your time that early on because there's so much stuff you need to do to get yourself established and ready for combat. Because, I mean, if somebody stumbles onto you while you're making that trap, which actually did happen for me, you guys will probably be aware of this, but MC did see me while I was making that trap. Granted, I had him outgunned at the moment. Oh, I guess this is kind of a spoiler. Granted, I had him outgunned. I don't think he, um, I don't think he was able to attack me because I was just in such better shape than him. Oh God. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, I've been working on clearing out this area. I still have a lot of work to do before it's finished. This is eventually going to be my Testificate Village area. But that's not important. What's important right now is Ultra Hardcore. 1. Gosh, I don't know when this ends. So yeah, that is my 2 cents on the portal trap. I'm happy I did it. I didn't take any damage doing it, so I'm extra happy about that. I think this spider spawner is gone, but there's another one that I didn't disable, so yay. I think I'm probably gonna have to break it though. Oh, in case you guys are wondering, this is a this is a super awesome pick. I think Good gave me this pick, but I've been wasting it away because I have an even better pick that I can use for diamonds. Nothing's in there. So yeah, that is my opinion on the portal trap, and I'm sticking to it. And I'm going to take a quick break, to marshal my thoughts and see what I want to talk about next. So be back in a sec. Alright, guys, I am back. Took a quick bathroom break and everything. My thoughts are marshaled. Not really. I'm just as clueless, but um, see, I found this little unlit section of this cave behind that room I was just working on, so I thought I'd fill this up. Okay. Whew, I just burped. Oh God, there's nothing down here. Why did I fall here? So, what was I talking about? I fail. I fail miserably here. Oh, here we go. Um, so yes, the portal trap. Uh, I was really happy with the portal trap I made in season 6. I was happy with the sand trap I made in season 5. I didn't make any traps in season 7. I kind of feel bad about that, but I am happy to report that Vintage Beef um, and Paws and Paws tried their hand at making a trap. They put lava behind a door. I didn't actually see it because Justify was the one who went in that house when we came across it. But it apparently didn't work, and that's kind of disappointing because, I mean, he was on my team, and I obviously don't want him to die in a trap, but yeah, I like the fact that Beef and Paws set a trap, and I'm disappointed that you guys didn't get to see someone fall into it. Um, and Badge, Badge accidentally set a trap. I'll talk about that later, but it almost won him the season, and he didn't even mean to do it. So I can't wait to cover that part because you guys are probably wondering, like, what on earth is he talking about? But yeah, I'll get to that shortly. Um, so yeah, I'm really happy that I mean, I kind of want to take credit for introducing traps into Ultra Hardcore because, uh, to my knowledge, there were no traps prior to. Um, there were no player traps prior to my joining, and I'm proud of having brought that element into play. Oh hey, free coal. Oh wow, there is a lot here that I haven't explored. Oh, there's a lot here that I haven't explored. Oh yeah, I made it this time. It's a whole freaking ravine. Gonna fail that one twice. I mean, I think I've been in parts of it. Oh god, I looked at him, didn't I? Oh god, I hope this fixes that. Because I don't want to die. Oh yeah, that sounds like it fixed it. Whatever the problem was. Is that him? There's the other spawner I was talking about. So, I I introduced traps to Ultra Hardcore, and I think you guys they were very well received by the audience, and I'm really looking forward to future seasons and seeing other people's attempts at traps because obviously the genie is out of the bottle, and people are going to try their hands at making other people fall into increasingly ingenious traps. Um, so let's talk about the other semi-innovation thing that I introduced. This got introduced in season 7. Um, this was fortifications. This is a new strategy that I have to get rid of this water. So Justify and I made heavy use of fortifications this season. We did this. I need to destroy this water. It'll come back to haunt me later if I don't. So, wow. Way to get rid of all my torches. So, what we did was, when we were expecting a battle between us, Kurt, and Team UK, that is Pyro and Badge, we basically we called out our coordinates and started setting up a little, a bunch of fortifications, and those didn't really serve us that well because we eventually had to abandon them. But um, I feel good about having built them because it was something new again to my knowledge. I don't think anyone has made anything that you would consider a fortification until Justify and I did it. Actually, we first did it against Packrat and MC Gamer on our second part of that fight, which, by the way, that was an awesome fight. I think that was one of my more favorite fights. I mean, obviously, I love all the fights I was in except for the one with MC in season 6. That one I hate because that was a terrible, terrible, terrible fight on my part. We both came out of that one alive, but I regret how that went down. And again, I'll get to that later. But for now, we're going to talk about the fight that Team Justice had with Team Cobble Hater, um, which I guess is their official in air quotes for anyone who can't see my hands right now, which is everyone, in case anyone's wondering. um, Train of thought just goes on these random tangents, and I hope you guys enjoy them because it's gonna happen a lot. Because I'm really scatterbrained at the moment. So yeah, we made a little base there, and I think it deterred them enough from using arrows. I have no idea what effect it had on their psyche, but I like to think that it made them feel that melee was a better option than trying to gun us down from afar. And because of that, they charged us, and that was not a smart thing to do on their part. And that is what stupid zombie. And that's why they lost to us is because basically I think at this point it's been very well established that you cannot run up expecting to melee someone when they are shooting you with an arrow or with a bow and arrows because what happens is they can essentially rapid fire on you until you're dead and you cannot make any ground against them. That's what happened between me and Paws in season 6. I had to charge him. In my excuse, I tried the same thing against him in season 5 and lost because of it. I had two dogs and I tried to get up to him to melee him, and I failed miserably and died because on the way in. And I told myself I'm not going to use the same strategy again. And then when Paws found me in season 6, I didn't have any arrows, so I was forced to use the same failing strategy. But this time I was able to use a tree as cover and get close enough with the help of my dog, because Paws made the mistake of trying to like lava bucket me when I was aware of him. The lava bucket is a great weapon when the person who you're using it against is not expecting it. If they're expecting it, it's very easy to dodge. I've dodged it twice already. But the point I want to make is that. Uh, oh, gravel. Hate gravel. The point I'm trying to make is. Again, my brain is very scattered at the moment. Sorry. Sorry, I want to light up all these areas. I can't believe this is so unexplored. I mean, there was another spawner here that I just recently disabled, but that's not what I'm here. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm actually stalling, so I can re-marshal my thoughts. Yeah, you cannot charge someone who is ranging you. It's just not possible. At least you can't do it without cover. If you're going through a forest, I think you have a decent shot at it because I don't know, you can use the trees. You definitely need some form of cover to prevent them from just being able to outrange you to death. So I made the mistake against Paws twice. Badge made it against me, and MC Gamer and Packrat also made it against me, and it worked out to give me 3 really easy kills when they could have been a lot more challenging. And that's not a knock on them, because I made the same mistake twice. I'm not saying that they're inferior players for having done it, but I think now that it's pretty much out there and we all are learning from each other's mistakes, I don't think you're going to see anyone. I mean, someone might make the mistake again, but it's not going to be as likely because people are going to know better now. So, oh, and this was a talk about fortifications. So I made fortifications with Justify. Justify, also a part of this. I'm not going to take full credit for it. Um, you know what? I don't want to take credit for introducing that because now that I think about it, Etho was the first to make a fortification. He did that in season 5, and he was doing it sort of against me, but he had this very nice hidey hole fortification design that allowed him to easily, like, it was a very defensible fort that he made. It wasn't so much a PvP fort, which I guess is what I was sort of getting at, but I was really impressed by that design that he had. Uh, he explains it in his video. I think it's episode 2 of season 5 where he makes that little hidey hole, which eventually actually does do damage to me because when I first come across it, I try to make a jump and I fail and I lose a whole heart of damage to it. So I guess that takes the cake for best PvP fortification. um, so yeah, Justify and I made some decent fortifications. Also, MC Gamer and Packrat made something of a fortification that never actually got used, but they deserve credit for it, obviously, because I mean they made it. I'm not gonna. I mean I already feel bad about having completely forgotten about Ethos, and then I also forgot about Packrat and MC's forts. Even though I had just mentioned that I was fighting against them in a fort. But I was actually really impressed by those forts because they made use of HAS slabs, which is like the forts that me and Justify erected they were very sloppy forts. They were hastily erected with no rhyme or reason. They were just walls for the sake of being walls. And I'm hoping to refine that a bit in the uh, upcoming season. Yeah, I want to refine that a bit. So here, okay. Darn it. Okay, back. Fortifications, yes. So in the final battle between Team Justice and Team UK, again, that's Badge and Pyro versus me and Justify, we hastily erected some battlements. The idea was to basically protect us, give us some cover from arrows, and a few things I've learned. This I learned from my fight with Vintage Beef in season 6. Uh, and I think I also learned this somewhere else, but I forget under what circumstances. But basically, what I'm trying to say is when you, oh god, I'm out of space. When you have like a vertical pillar like this, if you're standing behind it, you can still be hit because your hitbox is actually wider than the pillar itself. So if somebody was on the other side of it and was aiming like right here, like where this is, if someone was aiming there, they could probably hit me. Um, I think I want to do like an ultra hardcore Mythbusters, and I think that'll be one of the topics is whether or not you can hit people around corners like that. Because basically, Beef was getting hit by arrows that I was shooting at him, and I don't think he realized how exposed he was. Because from his perspective, it's baffling because you don't expect to be getting hit by arrows when you can't even see the person shooting at you. So I'm surprised Beef didn't rage a bit harder at that, and he did rage a bit, but like I would have been furious because I don't know. I'm kind of overly critical about that, but that's a segment I want to get to later. This is shaping up to be a long video. I didn't realize, but I have a lot to say on this subject because it's very interesting to me. And oh no, I'm about to get rid of my awesome pick. That's gonna suck so hard. All right. Oh yeah, I wanted to get rid of my cobble that I don't need. And my gravel. Oh, oh, there we go. Oh, one thing I noticed, and this is probably obvious to a lot of you guys, Fortune 3 gets a flint every time. So yeah, if you ever really need flint, maybe if experience is really easy to come by in Ultra Hardcore, I'm gonna have to make myself a Fortune pick and use that to mine gravel. That's a tip I should have reserved for myself. Now everyone on the Mindcrack server who watches this video is probably going to think to use that, and I have no problem with that, but I should be a bit more cautious about that because it was a strategy that came to me when I was playing around with this thing. I was like, oh, that's a snazzy idea. I think the other players will appreciate me doing that because we spend way too much time mining gravel. Okay, back onto the topic of fortifications. So yeah, you can be hit around a 1 block wide pillar, and one of the fortifications that got made in our battle was by Pyro. He was making a line of those 1 wide pillars, and I'm not saying that that's a useless fortification because it isn't. I mean, those things can stop arrows. They just can't stop every arrow. I mean, so I was kind of impressed with the way he was like inching forward. Like he was doing this, getting behind it, and then kind of setting it up like that, and then just slowly making his way over while advancing undercover. And I think that's a pretty smooth move on his part. Unfortunately, he left his rear exposed, and I got to dump a bucket of lava on him, and that is pretty much game over when that happens to you. One thing I will say though is he put that lava out very quickly. If you go back and watch the video, it doesn't even spread by the time he's put it out, and I was very, very impressed by that. I don't think ever anyone else, like I wouldn't expect someone to be able to react that quickly to being on fire, but I think maybe it's because he just did it to himself a few seconds ago. Oh, I almost lost this gold. Good thing I decided to come back. So, what I'm going to do in the next season is I also want to use fortifications, just like in last season. They're very, you can't always be in a position to use them because it's a very situational thing. You might not have time to erect them because like if I wanted to use a fortification against pause, I would have never had the time to put it up because he's of the mindset of just charge you right away, get this battle over with. There's no way that if you don't already have a fort set up against pause that you're going to be able to have the time to set one up. All right, I have to mine that. The UHC part of me is just begging me to mine it. So I have a refined fort that I'm playing around with, and like I'm gonna try to create the perfect fort if I have the opportunity to do so. The qualities of this fort is it has to be very good at protecting you from arrows and I guess mobs. I don't think you can have it both ways. There's a good PvE fort and then there's a good PvP fort. So it has to be good at protecting you against PvP. I think I don't think it's worth your time and effort to make a PvE fort. I mean, Etho did a good job of it. It was a good way for him to get spiders, to kill those early on. So I guess there is a place for PvE forts. but I'm more concerned about effective PvE forts. And the two qualities I looked for that is defensibility and constructability. It has to be something that is easy to create. Obviously, you can't use materials that aren't going to be available to you, and it has to be something you can erect quickly, possibly. Whoa, lag spike there. You'll want to have enough time to erect it. So the quicker you can erect it, the better, but you have to know when it's a good idea to try to erect it and when it's not. So, like, if you see paws bearing down on you, don't stop what you're doing and build a fort. Stop what you're doing and get ready for immediate combat. If it's Badge and Pyro, they seem to have a bit more of a reserved, laid back. Like, they went caving, which shocked the hell out of me. I had no idea what they were doing. When I found out they were caving, I'm like, what? You went caving right before the final battle where we knew you were? I thought that was crazy of them. But it panned out. They did get diamond armor from it. I mean, it ultimately cost them. Actually, no, it didn't cost them anything. It could have easily cost them the game, but they were okay with it. Okay, so 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Is that how it goes? I'm gonna have to look at that again. I'm This is gonna be, a perfect circle. You know how it is. Um, okay, what are we dealing with? All right, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, and then just like a limitless string of singles that I have to count at some point, but I don't want to do it right now because I don't think I'll have enough pick for it. So I did want that thing and I got rid of it. Oh well. Okay. So yeah, they went caving. What was this? What was I talking about? Why did I get on the topic of them having gone caving? Oh, it's a mystery to me. Yeah, I have no idea how I got on that subject. You guys are probably screaming it because you just heard it, but yeah, my brain just farted again. So, ultimately, yeah, fortifications, pretty awesome. You want to erect those quickly and with materials that you can afford to make. I think I want to try to make use of a cannon in the next season. I The thing about a cannon is you can't really aim those things because people know not to stand where the TNT lands, so you have to time it just perfectly. I don't think it's going to be that effective of a weapon. If anything, Packrat might have a good shot at doing that because he knows his cannons. Like that's his thing, and maybe I should let him be the first to do it. But I was thinking about it. I was entertaining the idea in season 7 when I actually had the materials for it, mostly because I killed Packrat and took his TNT. Um, but another thing I was thinking about was as a distractionary tactic, it might be a good idea to make a item timer and attach that to a TNT block. Like I would put a TNT here. Oh, sorry. Here, line up redstone, put a knot gate here, and then more redstone, and then a wooden pressure plate here. Toss an item onto that plate. When that item despawns, this thing will flip and start powering this TNT. Obviously, you have to put the TNT down while this is unpowered. TNT is the last thing in that stage. But what happens is 5 minutes later, someone is going to hear an explosion, and that can create an opening for you to sneak around behind someone and kill them with a bucket of lava, which is my new favorite tactic. I don't think I'm ever going to have the opportunity to set that up, which is why I'm sharing it with you guys. I don't want to share all of my future strategies with you because I've got some good ones. I've got some pretty clever tricks and strategies I have up my sleeve, and I think you guys are going to love them. And I can't wait to actually have season 8. So, yeah, that's. Oh, I hate it when that happens because, like, this thing mines through dirt like it's nobody's business, and you might accidentally mine more than you had intended, which happened there. Um. Anywho, what am I thinking? What am I thinking? Um. Oh yeah. So next season, season 8, we. I don't think anything has been finalized on what we're doing exactly. So it hasn't been recorded yet, which another thing is, we filmed pretty much all of 5, 6, and 7 without really being able to incorporate the feedback from any of the previous seasons. Um, Obviously, there's the feedback we got from playing, but we didn't really have any community feedback. We didn't get any feedback from other people's perspectives. And there's a lot I've learned in between season 7 and now that A, I wish I knew earlier, and B, I'm going to make use of this knowledge in season 8 to great effect, or at least I hope to great effect. So, here's some things I learned. First, if dogs are attacking you, you should, well, granted you have the opportunity to do so, you should run. Ooh, I was not expecting that to fall. You should run into a body of water. Any aggroed wolves will not follow you into that body of water. I lucked out on this because what happened was in season 7 I fought Kurt, which by the way, let me just say this, Kurt pretty much won that fight. I did not. I just barely missed him by like inches when it comes to placing the lava bucket behind him. Um, when he dodged that, suddenly I had revealed my hand, and he was running away. I couldn't get a melee hit on him, so he switched to a bow, and me, having learned my lesson from the previous 2 seasons, I booked it. I ran out of there, tried to get a better position, and the thing is, I didn't know he was chasing me. So I finally turn around and I see him, and then we start a melee fight, and I did. I made the same mistake that Etho made in season 6. Yeah, season 6 against Pause. What was happening was Kurt was in front of me, but I was running backwards and trying to hit him, and that doesn't work. When you're on a server, what happens is your position is recorded. Like, say we're in a fight and I'm backing up. If the dirt represents where I am, and the dirt represents where Kurt is. This is what happens when we're backing up. Kurt is actually Kurt's actually there, or Kurt's here and sees this. Like, from Kurt's perspective, this is Kurt. This is where he sees I am. This is where I actually am, and this is where I see Kurt. So what happens is Kurt can slash me here, and I cannot hit Kurt here. This was a lot less of an issue between me and Kurt than it was between Etho and Pause, but it still came into play. And now that I know that in a melee fight, the last thing you want to be doing is holding S. You always want to be pressing W and A and D to whatever extent you can juke, because Paz and I did manage to juke a few of each other's sword attacks, and it's not worth it's not it is worth trying to juke, because you might, like, Pause missed my braver, which oh god, I fell again. Paws managed to dodge my Braver, and I think I managed to dodge some of his stuff as well. So it is worth juking. It's just never hit W or excuse me, never hit S in a melee fight. Always be hitting W because there's no like I really do like this kiting attack. This is basically kiting 101, and it does not work in Minecraft because of the location ping. There's just too much latency there. So don't try to kite someone on Minecraft. It doesn't work. Um, Etho and I found out the hard way. So what happened was, um, Kurt, Kurt, to his credit, basically did a whole bunch of damage to me. But I eventually did manage to escape. He started taking damage and couldn't figure out why. And eventually, after my dogs killed him, he figured out, oh, those weren't his dogs, those were my dogs. And I had the same issue that he had. His dogs were after me. And I was running around frantically, and then I just instinctually jumped in the water. My original intent was to put some distance between me and the dogs because you can swim faster than mobs. Um, let's see, two, and this is a whole bunch of ones. I think this will be the last row I do. Then I'll move on to something less less terrible. So yeah, I jumped in the water, and then I discovered, much to my benefit, that attacking dogs will not follow you into water. So that gave me the opportunity to identify which dogs were mine and which were Kurt's, and we killed the two of Kurt's dogs that were after me. And I think the rest must have died to lava. I'm not entirely sure, but basically that was a stroke of luck on my part that was a game mechanic because I definitely did not know about that. And again, Kurt basically won that fight. If he hadn't retreated, I think he would have won. Or I guess there's to an extent I ran away. Oh, that's in the way. I was wondering why I couldn't place a block there, but yeah, I think Kurt was the better player there. It's there must be a torch there. Yeah, that's what I was thinking was going on a few seconds ago. Um, so yeah, I didn't get to say GG. Somebody yelled at me for that, and normally I do like to say GG, but I want to be in a position where I'm 100% safe to do it because I don't want to lose a game trying to type out GG to someone who I've just beaten only to be killed by someone else. I don't think that would be a cool way to go down. So GG, Kurt, you deserved it. You fought better than me, but I I guess I lucked out really. Oh, and where to go from here? Scatterbrained. I'm telling you, the tacos, the tacos. Yeah, I guess that's it for this place. I'm almost out of torch anyway. Hi, spider spawner. As you can see, I've got that one really well lit up. So I'm almost done with this room. It's gonna be awesome. Oh, creeper. I want to find out where he spawned and light that up. So, hold on one sec. Okay, so that was my roommate. He started the conversation with, "Hey, are you recording?" I'm like, "Yes," and I completely forgot that the creeper was there. So I stopped paying attention. I turned around to like engage him in conversation. Creeper walks right up to me and blows up. Thankfully, I had armor on and he didn't do too much damage. But yup, that happened. Um, so what on earth was I talking about? I think I just finished talking about the fight I had with Kurt, and saying GG. And I don't know how much else I could say on the matter. It was a very well fought by Kurt. Lucky on my part that he could have easily. I mean, he did do more damage to me than I did to him. It was just the fact that he was completely caught off guard by the wolves that ended up killing him. And apparently he had some gold on him, and Team Justice had 5 gold in total. And I don't know how much he had, but it may have been enough to heal me a bit, or heal Justify a bit. I think I probably would have insisted that Justify take it. I don't know how that would have gone down, but I mean, I took way more damage that season than Justify did, and I guess I would kind of feel bad for hogging all of the. You know what? I'm gonna top this off. Top this. I basically Justify carried me through certain parts of that season with his gold finding. If that was a solo season, I would have been absolutely just terrible because I made some pretty stupid mistakes. Um, Another thing I learned is that in Ultra Hardcore, sound is extremely important. So in season 7, Skype was dampening, I guess, dampening the game sounds, and I was unfamiliar with this setting, but it allowed for a skeleton to sneak up on me. And basically, when you're playing without sound, it's really hard to know whether or not mobs are present. So I tried to do an ultra hardcore live stream just the other day. Actually, it was yesterday. And I forgot to turn on sound. I got snuck up on by a spider and then a skeleton. And I tried to fight a skeleton spawner. And when I actually, I sort of felt really out of my element. I wasn't really realizing that I was taking damage because I wasn't getting the auditory feedback. And I thought I was done. I thought I had killed all the skeletons, but there was still one left, and I didn't hear him because the sound was off. And I went into the spawning room, and that skeleton just mowed me down. So that that was a terrible experience, but I think it reinforces how important sound is in ultra hardcore. Oh, in case you guys are wondering, haha, I might have a lot of that stuff. It's all legit too. I think there's a video involving me getting that probably won't be uploaded yet by the time you see this, but uh, yeah, stay tuned for that. So there's a lot more I want to talk about. I'm not going to stay around in the circle and ramble like I usually do. I kind of want to be productive, so I'm going to go. What can I really do though? I've pretty much done all the menial stuff. Maybe I can look into sheep farming. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll sheep farm. That'll be terrible. So, oh god, did that cow escape? I'm gonna be mad if he did. Yeah, he did. You can't. You cannot keep mobs on an SMP server. It's just not possible. I had 5 pigs in here. I had 5 cows in here, but one of them escaped, and I have no idea where he went. It's a shame it doesn't cook it, even though it is a fire aspect. So, just like at the start of this video, I'm going to spend a few seconds breeding the cows. Oh my god, did that one escape now? Quit it. See, what happens is they glitch up here, and when the chunks, they're sort of half in the wall, half out, and when the chunks load, it just basically brings them to the top. It's terrible. I really hope that gets fixed in the next update, the 1.3, which is what we're waiting on to do Season 8. We are expecting the update to be within the month. Maybe not, maybe, but we'll see. I mean, I guess I could mine the ceiling out here, but that won't make for exciting video. What can I do? I don't know. Maybe I'll just run around the server while I'm talking because I still have a lot of stuff I want to say. This is going to be like the definitive Mindcrack Ultra Hardcore experience wrapped up in like one 2 hour long video. So forgive me. I'm going to take a quick drink because I've been talking a lot. I just spilled some on my computer. Not in a bad spot, but alright, time for a quick tour of other people's places. I haven't been to Beefs in a while, so we'll go there first. It's looking pretty snazzy. So let's see. I've covered traps. I've covered um, structures. Covered my battle with Kurt pretty thoroughly. Um, Covered my battles with Paws pretty thoroughly, in my opinion. So I guess it's time to talk about the battle I had with Badge and with Pyro. That was a 2v2 fight. Justify and I were somewhat underdogs in this fight. Um, this, I think, was it was a combination of one things. The first, I want to attribute this that win to Badge being tired. um, the people on Team UK, it was like 4 a.m. when this was happening, and it's hard to make good decisions at 4 a.m. So that was a huge handicap we had in our favor, and I'm not ashamed to like say that that was probably a deciding factor. Um, I don't want to make excuses for them, but really, I wouldn't do that well at 4 a.m. So I think I had a time zone advantage. Second, this is me bragging. I think we just had a better plan of attack. We had a better strategy, better tactics, and better execution. And Justify played his part very well, exceptionally well, even. Like, he's the reason that we won. I'm just going to throw that out there. I got 5 kills, but I wouldn't have even had the opportunity to get those kills if not for Justify's stellar ranged play against Team UK. While I was busy, like, trying to sneak up on them from behind like a coward, kind of holding back a bit, because I was severely damaged. He was out there taking the full brunt of the Team UK assault. He was in a ranged battle with 2 people at the same time with very minimal health and succeeding. He was staying alive, and he stayed alive long enough for me to get behind Pyro and drop a bucket of lava on him. And hats off to you, Justify, because I don't know. That was just stellar play on your part. We would have lost without it. And like that might slip by a lot of people. They're just looking at it like, oh, Nebris got 5 kills. Justify didn't get any. I would not have had the opportunity to get those kills if not for great play on Justify's part in both the PvP aspect. He didn't get any of the killing blows, but he did a ton of damage too. I don't know the exact figure. This looks really nice. Is that a ghast? Oh, when did that happen? I have not been up to date on people's videos, and that is so cool. Um, so yeah, I guess one of the mushrooms escaped. Oh, maybe I can lure it back to my place. Free mushroom. Alright, I want to see this ghast. Oh, that's not a ghast. That's his tower. I thought somebody had like pranked him by putting a fake ghast up there, but it's just his one of his towers. I think it's a new tower. Oh wow, Beef, I hope you enjoyed that. Is this new? This is his wheat farm. Has that tower been here this whole time? Oh, that was funny. I wonder if that's happened to anyone else. I really do. So yeah, Justify created some great. Yeah, this has been here. That's the Hyrulean Master Sword and Shield. Hyrulean Shield and Master Sword. So, yeah, Justify created the opportunities, which, I mean, I'm not going to give myself zero credit because it was up to me to execute and to capitalize on the opportunities, but Justify, oh my god, he created the opportunities. He basically was the better PvEer. He was getting gold and I was getting nothing. And I was even taking some stupid damage from skeletons and um, Creepers. Oh god, the creepers. Oh, so is this thing working again? The snowmen dropping snow in snow biomes? That I think that wasn't working briefly, but I don't know. Kitties. Hi, kitty. I can't take you. So yeah, that was cool. Justify. Oh, I kept going back here looking for the portal, but it's not there anymore. And it's not even it wasn't even there. It was back here somewhere. Oh well, portal's there. Let's go check out somebody else's place. So Justify got all the gold. He got he did a tremendous amount of damage with arrows against Badge and Pyro, and also against MC Gamer and Packrat. He was very helpful there too. And like again, his play was phenomenal. It was definitely a team effort, and I cannot emphasize that enough. He owned that season. Like he was the winner actually. Like because Badge did kind of kill me at the end with his wolves. Actually, I don't know whether or not those were Badge or Pyros, but they did kill me. So there's something to be said for that. Let's check out the arena. I haven't shown this in any of my videos, so yeah, time to check that out. This track is incomplete, so this is kind of a wasted effort. But okay, I think this is the point of the video in which I want to address some of the criticisms that I've had against me, levied against me. Um, the first criticism is me just being a whiny little bitch. uh, in season, oh god, I hope this isn't a prank. What is in this? Ooh, ooh. I'm guessing this is MC saying that here's some obsidian for the arena. That's how I'm going to interpret that. And you know what? I'm going to bring it to the. I'm going to do my part and bring it to the arena. So that's the extent to which I've helped so far. Stealing the obsidian. Did I say cobble? If I said cobble, I meant obsidian. So, yeah, I was whining. Like, anytime I would take damage, I would blame lag or cheaty creepers. Like, I think the most egregious example of this was in Season 7 when I, I had just taken some creeper damage. Like, like an idiot, I walked up to a creeper and I swung at it and I ran back and then I walked to it again. I swung at it, missed completely, and basically the creeper blew up in my face and I took some damage from it, and I got a bit frustrated by that, and I started bitching about lag and creepers ignoring certain hits. And you know what? I am dead wrong on that point. The game may have some lag, but really my play should account for that. I should not be whining like a little girl about lag because everyone's dealing with it. I mean, Kurt has been robbed. Okay, that happened. So Kurt has been completely robbed. His seasons have been cut short, and he handles that like a champ. And I want to strive to be more like that, because nobody wants to hear me whine. No, nobody wants to hear me complaining about game mechanics being glitched or anything. And and when I do that, and people say, "Oh, I hate it when Nebris does this," they are right. I don't want to be doing that because there's, it doesn't make for good video. It just makes me seem like it's not the kind of person I want to be, and I want to strive to change that behavior. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. Oh god, this is awesome. Wow. And again, I really haven't had the opportunity to follow too many people because of, like, I've been really strapped for time lately. It's been hard enough keeping up with Ultra Hardcore. I can't also keep up with Mindcrack. So um, this is fantastic, guys. Oh, this is neat. Is this a little concession stand thing? This is awesome. Okay, where's the cobblestone? Or, I did it again. Where's the obsidian? Here's some. But I can't really put it there, so... Dirt, bows... Oh, I guess here's some obsidian. I hope it will help. I think this makes me think it was MC Gamer who donated this. Um, but I don't know. I guess it'll get because I'm recording it. I hope the right person will get credit for that. It wasn't me. I just delivered it all the way. So yeah. So I'm going to strive to not complain about game mechanics when I take damage because I don't I don't want to be that I don't want to be that person. And another thing is justify and our style of communication together. This I think I'm even more ashamed of this than that. When I was watching my stuff back and other people were pointing this out, I was incredibly rude and just all around mean to justify. I was being kind of selfish with my commands. I was ignoring him completely in some instances. And what else? Like I was putting myself ahead of him. And there were a few jokes that I kind of tried to make that really came off as just downright mean. And like a lot of you guys were defending me on the interwebs on YouTube when people were commenting about this, and I at first I wanted to start defending myself here because I mean Justify and I are friends. We really liked each other. We had a great time together. But as the season went on, and I was actually starting to pay attention to the way I was interacting with him, I started finding myself agreeing with people criticizing me. And I mean, some people were dicks about the way they were criticizing me. Others, like, they were being straightforward about it. And I guess they'll get downvoted or disliked for it, but they were just speaking the truth. The thing is, I was being very rude and inconsiderate and selfish towards Justified, and I, I gave him a personal apology, and I just want to say that wow, I did not know about that side of myself. I want to kind of attribute some of this, and this is me making an excuse. I want to try to attribute some of this to the fact that um, oh God, how can I say this? Oh yeah, the village. I'll take a tour of that. When you're recording, there's this normally when you're talking with someone in real life, you have this filter. You kind of watch what you say. You don't say certain things. You don't want to be inappropriate at times, but when you're recording, that filter sort of breaks down. And I know people have discussed the filter before. I think Good has had a few things to say about it. Well, I want to be certain that I'm not letting anything out here because Good will be mad. Um, so yeah, there's a filter that just the moment you press record, it disappears, and you truly do say what is on your mind. You say the first thing that pops into your mind, and when that happens, like sometimes you don't have the chance to process what you're like. Normally in real life, when I'm gonna make a request of somebody, I go, "Hey, can you please do X or Y for me?" And even sometimes I don't even say please in real life. I will admit to that. But what I was doing with Justify was I was just like saying, "Hey, Justify, give me your arrows. I want to divide them up equally." I mean, my goal was for us to win, and I was putting that ahead of politeness to an extent. But I mean, more or less, I was just ignoring politeness entirely. I think a creeper must have blown that up. But I wasn't. It would have gone a lot smoothly if I just said, "Hey, Justify, can you? I want to divide these arrows up evenly so we neither of us run out during a fight, and so that we've fairly allocated our resources amongst ourselves. Can you please give me your arrows so I can do it equally?" And I didn't even have to request that. I don't know why I was thinking it would be a good idea to do that. This looks cool. Is this gonna be his nuclear silo? Nuclear. So yeah, I was being very. I wasn't saying my please and thank yous. Some of my comments were kind of abrasive. Like I was trying to be funny in some cases, and it sort of came out abrasive. Again, this is me making excuses for what effectively was very rude, just rude interaction between me and Justify, and that's not how I want it to be. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be that guy again. So I want to make myself a better person. So next time I'm doing any sort of team activity, I'm going to be a bit more please, thank you. I'm going to be like, hey, I want to be seeking input because that was the other thing I was doing. There were times when I was just not listening at all to Justify. Like he would say something and I wouldn't even hear it. I think at one point I said, "Oh, did you get Kurt's stuff? I completely forgot to hear you." And actually, to an extent, I did not hear him because like my mind was racing. Like I had just been in a fight, the wolves were attacking me. Um, like my mind was preoccupied and filled with a bunch of like stressful stuff. And again, making excuses for myself when really I want to be like trying to. I obviously want to be a more polite, more amicable person to be around. Um, and this reminds me of something. If you go back and watch one episode of the failure of a series I did with Good in Terraria, I think I don't even know if this episode aired or not, but it might be worth checking out. What happened was Good and I were going to the corruption, and we were trying to find a place to dig down and get dark orbs in the corruption, and we wanted like I guess I must have been bossing Good around, but Good had a better idea, and I eventually did acknowledge it as a better idea, and Good was kind of shocked at that. And I'm wondering, now that I think about that, I'm wondering if I was also being sort of dickish to Good at the time. I mean, that was so long, that was almost a year ago, so there's not much I can say about the truthfulness of that. Fantastic arc system, by the way, in Village and Coliseum. Really impressed by that. So, Good was like, all right, like whatever I was doing wasn't working. I acknowledged that, and Good was shocked by that. So I guess I must have. I'm. I feel bad that he was shocked by that because I would like to think that I would be known for taking the better idea always and not being stubborn. But again, I have no idea why he was shocked by it. But now that I think about it, it's probably because I was probably being bossy to Good, and he's the guy running the server, so I don't want to be bossy to Good. But yeah, I'm ashamed of my behavior in the commentary, and I didn't even notice it at the time. I think that's the worst part because if you don't notice it, you can't correct it. And now that it has become now that it has been made aware to me that that is my behavior, I'm going to make an effort to modify it and be a better person for it. Because again, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the guy who's like, oh god, and here's Nebris making excuses. Here's Nebris being a dick to his friends. I don't want to be that guy. Um, and yeah, I'm. So if I do that kind of stuff, please call me out on it because if I don't know I'm doing it, I can't fix it. And I want to fix it. And I would like to thank everyone. I personally thank you guys for saying to me that I was behaving poorly. So Yeah, that's gonna change. All right. I think I'm very glad I got that off my chest because that has been eating away at me on the inside for like the last couple weeks or so because it became very apparent early on in that season my behavior and feels good to have that off my chest. So, um, sorry everyone. I kind of want to move on, uh, but don't let me forget how I was because yeah, not the kind of person I want to be. So sorry guys. All right, what to do next? I don't know if I showed this. Maybe I have. I think I have. This goes to the end. This has been reserved. I do not know what for. It's not really been dug out that much. I think I even made this part because I was concerned about it interfering with that. But I'm guessing. Oh crap! I'm guessing that this is going to be a direct path to the stadium, and that's probably where it should go. So good job, guys. If not, you might want to put it here. Oh wait, no, that's Milby's. So I'm guessing this is unused. This is going to be Pyro's, and Pyro, you took up so much space. So we definitely can't put tracks here because of Pyro. Um, I'm not mad. I can't be mad. But yeah, we do the best we can on the server to not have our tracks overlapping, and I think we did a decent enough job. A lot of people really did theirs correctly. The only thing I would, if I got to design it from scratch, Zisto would be there, Pyro would be there. Is his name Paul? I don't know. That might. I think I might have just given something away that I shouldn't have, but for some reason I wanted to call him Paul, which might be his real name. I don't know if he's disclosed that or not, so I feel bad. Maybe I'll edit it, but I'm sort of in for the penny, in for the pound here. Um, it's a British saying, I believe. Oh. What the heck has Badge been up to? Oh, he's been doing his golf course. Shri? Yeah, why not? I haven't visited him since the prank. I want to see what happened with that. Um, so yeah, I'm so glad to have that off my chest. It was a very. This does not look cool. This doesn't look cool at all. Oh, maybe it's some sort of cart return system. I thought it was a trap of some sort. It's a trap. Um, so I guess the last few things I can say about Ultra Hardcore. Um, I was shocked to see how frequently slime farm decommissioned for now. I was shocked to see how frequently I stumbled across other players and didn't realize it. Um, for starters, in season. Okay, that's a glitch. In season 5, I walked right over Good. Right on top of him. I hope this doesn't go anywhere. Um, you can see his name tag in my video. I want to say it's episode like 4, probably 4. You can see his name tag clearly in my video, and at some point I even hear him trying to break a block. Is this a cheaty thing? The heck does this do? I think there's supposed to be a thing of glowstone there, and it pushes you up into it. I don't know. No, that would just. Would it crush you? Oh, what's going on in here? It's got a farm. Okay, that lights it up. Okay. Just wondering, just wondering. I think one spot. Guessing it goes to here when they fall? Oh, I don't know. Um, so yeah, I saw Good. In the end, oh my god, season 7. Oh, I was just up here. Season 7. Uh, in the episode 7, I I see Badge and Pyro. They were going into the desert I was just coming out of. I glance over, I can see them very briefly. They're very far away, and I didn't notice them when it happened, so that could have happened very differently. Also in season 7, I didn't actually see Kurt, but in episode 8, I look over at a village that we just discovered, but we didn't even go to it. I looked at it and I'm like, oh, I see a house. And that's either Kurt's house or a village. Turns out Kurt was actually in that house. I think I think that is the directed by M Night Shyamalama Ding Dong, or as he is derogatorily referred to very frequently on Reddit for his butchering of the Avatar series, one of my favorites. There can be no forgiveness for that. So, yeah, I could have, Justify and I could have, like, happened onto Kurt and gotten, the drop on him or something. He would have been trapped inside that house. We could have probably used TNT or lava to do something pretty wicked to him. I'm picking up more of the Boston slang. They say wicked a lot. And apparently nasty as well. I think Arcus is doing things. Does this work without? Oh, he doesn't have this track. Never mind. He doesn't have a track. Where does this go? Michael's base. This is the old thing. I don't remember how to get to Arcus's. This is probably it. I think I remember this. So, yeah, that's 3 fights right there that I narrowly avoided. Additionally, in season 6, Pause comes right up against me. Or Pause is wandering the night, I think the very first night, and discovers my portal. And I've already trapped it. Again, I think this is, yeah, either the first or the second night, and he sees this portal and he doesn't realize that, oh my god, a player could still be here. I should camp it. I don't know why that didn't occur. Oh, I'm supposed to be going on a tour. I don't know why that didn't occur to him. So Paz should have fought me there. And in season 7, Justify and I are on an island. Justify wanted to dig down. I thought it would be better to, dick around in the desert and collect bones and skeleton arrows. Um, oh no, that wasn't that time. He wanted to dig down for the night on the island. I wanted to go back to the same spot we had been earlier fighting skeletons, because I just wanted to be on the move all the time. That was what I wanted. I'm not saying I was right for choosing that for Justify. I'm just saying that was what I wanted to do. Turns out, like a minute later, after we had left that island, Paz showed up on that island. You can even see one or maybe both of us in his video, but he doesn't see us. So that was another narrow miss encounter, and that happens so much. And season 8, I think I want to try to be a lot more wary of those things. What is happening? Why was I not eating? Why can I not eat? Guys, is the server gonna crash? Oh god. Yep, it crashed. I'll be right back. And we're back. The server crashed. It's back up though. Good service, pretty darn awesome. Even when it does crash, it comes back up right away. He has almost 99% uptime. Just wanted to, give him another shot. I think every time it goes down, I say, dude, it's times like this that make me really thankful for all the uptime we have. That's a tremendous effort on his part. Very thankful for that. And oh, I guess this kind of goes back to what I was saying about me not being not being the good person that I ought to be. I am really grateful for things, and I try to be very generous and appreciative. And when I forget to be appreciative, I think that was the issue. What the heck is going on here? They're just free? That's not cool. You just let them run free? They might establish a society here with their own rules and stuff. That's crazy, Arcus. So yeah, he's tearing down a lot of these beautiful buildings he's made, and I don't know how I feel about that. What I wish he would do is, build somewhere else and like leave his amazing creations up. But we have. I'm sure somebody has like a backup of all this stuff. But yeah, he had this amazing haul and it's gone. It's gone. So I have no idea what I was talking about when we left. There's Shri. Blah blah blah. I think it was being aware of other players. So yeah, I definitely want to be more aware of the presence of other people. I think, let's see, in season 5, Etho and I, that was my first encounter, was with Etho. We saw each other at pretty much the same time. Um, Later on, I encountered Good, but did not see him. Good didn't see me either. Then, oh, I also encountered Justify. He saw me first, and then he lost me, and then we both encountered each other at this. I saw him, and then he refound me at the same exact time, and I completely froze up, and he got the first shot off, but he missed, and um, we got in a arrow fight eventually, and I came out the victor, but I did not kill him. He did not die. We got separated. I was trying to gain position on him, and he took a right turn, I took a left turn, and we never saw each other again. But through my efforts at maiming him within that arrow fight, he eventually died. Um, so that's so I didn't see him either. Paz and I, in the end of season 5, well, the end for me, Paz sees me at the same time as I see him, more or less. Oh, let's go to Ethos. I have something I need to show you guys. Um, no, no, no. I still have this terrible voice problem. So let's see. Season 5, Paz and I see each other at the same time. That was it. Season 6. Season 6, I got off to a good start. In terms of seeing other people first. Actually, no, I didn't. Never mind. When I was making my portal trap, MC Gamer saw me, and I don't think he was prepared to attack me, so he didn't end up. He ended up not attacking me, and then later on, I catch him off guard, but I couldn't follow him because I couldn't find his base entrance, which I was standing right next to. Oh, so what we did was we we came in here on MC Gamer's live stream and just filled this place up. We turned it into a little nether. Like this was everything you see had a layer of netherrack around it, and I can't believe he's cleaned that up already. I haven't seen the video yet. Again, I haven't been paying that close attention. So yeah, I like his slime farm. That's so funny. I don't know if it's intentional or not. Now that I think about it, it's so dumb. Um, yeah. So I was hoping to show you guys that. I do have footage of it, and it's gonna come up in a video shortly, but not today. No, this is the 2-hour ultra hardcore special that just will not end. Um, oh boy. So that was fruitless. What to talk about next? Oh yeah, we were talking about seeing so and so first. So eventually, MC Gamer wanders back onto the portal trap. This time, it's been disabled by pause, but neither of us know that. And again, I think it's him who's the one disabling it, and that makes me mad. But the thing is, I had already suffered a lot of damage, so I was kind of hesitant to try to sneak up on him. Speak of the devil. And I take an arrow shot at him. And in hindsight, I really wish I could go back and do to him what I tried to do to Kurt and what I succeeded to do against Pack Rat, and that is go up to him with a bucket of lava and just dump it on him. I was fully aware that we were in the Nether. um, so yeah, I regretted that the entire season. It really got under my skin, and I was like, oh, that was such a failed failed little attempt there. So instead, I took a few shots at him with the arrows and missed completely. Uh, and then I chased after him, and a creeper snuck up on me from behind and did 1 heart of damage. So I get a sneak attack on MC Gamer, and he doesn't take any damage, and I take a heart of damage. So that was a failure. Later on in that season, Vintage Beef sees me first. He like I was down in a canyon, and he basically randomly picked the same spot to dig down into and then encounters me. It wasn't like I mean, I guess it was kind of like Pack Rat and Doc M in season 5. I think that was season 5. Yeah. It was kind of like that, but not quite. I mean, it was I guess it kind of was like that almost perfectly. Why do I have those there? Sorry, I had to burp again. What I meant to say is it wasn't like Anderzel and Packrat when Anders looked through the through a chunk air and saw Packrat deep down in a mine. Like there was no way he would have known about that if not for that chunk air. And you know what? That kind of happened. Something similar happened to that in season 7. I saw a staircase going through the through down into the depths. I saw it through a chunk error, or not a chunk error, but a loading error, and I couldn't not take advantage of that once I've seen it. It's hard to forget that's there, especially when you're trying to make contact with other players. So I mean, if you happen to see something like that, I don't think you can ignore it. But I think if it's a spawner, yeah, you can definitely ignore it. Um, if it's a mine shaft, I think that basically tells you here's a good spot to dig down because you might get, a mine shaft. And I do like mine shafts as far as terrain goes. I think the best place to be is either in a mine shaft because those are very easy to block up. You don't cover as much ground, but it's you can do it very safely. And the other good place is a ravine because there's just so much exposed. Um, Yeah, I really want to get to the end of this video because this is shaping up to be a very exceptionally long video. I think it'll end up being the longest I've ever put out. And like I want to get this out ASAP, so yeah, it's going to come out almost immediately after I'm done recording. So yeah, I'll just parkour here for the rest of the episode. Um what was I saying? Yeah, you want to be in a ravine or a mine shaft. Those are my two favorite places to be. Or just a really open, safe cave, if there's such a thing. I think those are the best spots. Basically, anytime you want to be spending a majority of your time caving at diamond level, so you can get diamonds and gold, and like that's what you're there caving to do. There's no other reason to cave. You can, I mean, right away you want to establish, you want to get armored up as soon as you possibly can. And I think we've established that enchanting stuff helps significantly. So you really do need to get 5 diamonds, I think, if you want to be competitive. All right. Okay. So again, with the people who get the jump on me, this has happened a lot. Vintage Beef gets the jump on me. Etho kind of gets the jump on me. Because Vintage Beef is there, I get to see him before he becomes an issue, but he definitely saw me first. And then against Paws sees me. If he had not forgotten his bow in the in his chest before he saw me, he would have wiped the floor with me in that fight. He probably would have gotten to do what I did to Pyro and lava bucketed me, because that was what he wanted to do, but he forgot his bow, and that gave me just enough time to tame another dog, which turned out to be very critical, because that gave me enough time to, and close the gap between us while he was focusing on the dog. Um, so, yeah, let's go upstairs while I continue rambling about Ultra Hardcore. Um, that was the end of season 6. Yeah, so season 7 starts. The first encounter we have is with MC Gamer and Packrat. This was one of those ones where we see each other at the same time, but because of the way that battle turned out, it turned out to be a range fight, even though I would have much preferred that be a melee fight, being that I had a whole pack of dogs and diamond swords. But the thing is, in a desert, again, you cannot close that gap if they're shooting at me, and they started that battle by shooting at me, so there's no way I was going to get in melee range in a desert. So I sort of resigned myself to a bow battle, and because it was a bow battle, there was a significant amount of distance between us. And then night came, and that distance became exacerbated by mobs, and so we just Justify and myself, we got separated. I'm going to show you guys where this leads. Justify and myself got separated, so we had to regroup. We eventually regrouped on an island, and MC Gamer and Packrat mistook us in that other position as Kurt and Zisto, who they had encountered earlier. So they were kind of hoping to get the drop on us in that respect, but that attempt was a miserable failure on their part, and I think they understand why that was the case, and I don't think they're going to make that mistake again because, like, I'm really looking forward to see how they do in a future season because MC's pretty good and Packrat's not too shabby himself. Um, he's sort of been victimized by Anders. I think he really like when I watched him fight Anders, he really took advantage of that situation very well. So I do not underestimate Packrat. He just hasn't had the opportunity to really shine. Like he did very well in art. I think he hit me more than I hit him with arrows, and I'm fairly decent with the bow. Not to brag or anything, but I'm all right with. Oh, did I ever? Oh, I can eat now. I completely forgot about that. So yeah, we fought them again. We saw each other at the same time. Later on, I think Kurt and I see each other at the same time, but Kurt hasn't loaded the chunk I'm in yet, so he couldn't like attack me. Oh god, I missed that jump. And Badge and Pyro definitely see me before I see them. Although, if you look back in the video, the opportunity was mine. I could have seen them before they could have seen me, or at least at the same time, but that didn't happen because I was too busy doing other things. But yeah, that's how it works out. So my goal in season 8 is to be more aware, more situationally aware of where people are, and I've got some pretty cool strategies I want to make use of in the next season. I really think you guys are going to enjoy it. Okay, so this is the village I abducted. Um, yep, I totally plundered this village. I put that there to prevent mobs or to prevent them from running into that building. I think there was nothing in here. I think it was one of those pre-chest villages. Um, there's a sign here. There was a sign. Oh, there's the sign. It says Nebris' village. And I have stuff all along here to prevent mobs from escaping. But eventually, I had to I had to move the track all the way into here. So yeah, that's the Nebris village. And I'm heading back. Um, so yeah, I'm eventually going to repopulate the village and then get rid of this track because it's ugly. Ugly. So yeah, next episode, next season of Ultra Hardcore, I'm going to try to get the drop on someone like I did with MC Gamer in season 6. And I really want to take advantage of that and do some serious damage. And I think I have a tactic that I think is going to help me to get that drop on someone. And I'm not going to share it with you guys. It's not the TNT timer thing, but I think I might try to use that just for fun, just to see how that pans out if I do get to see him first. I'm gonna wait for that to go off and then sneak up behind him when he's investigating. Oh, that would be so fun. But Skeletor. Don't know how I didn't get hit there. Um, so yeah, can't think of too much else to say on the topic of Ultra Hardcore. If you go to the Mindcrack subreddit, which it's basically where we're having ooh oh he was doing very well this season. It's basically the Mindcrack subreddit is where we do a lot of our ultra hardcore discussion. A lot of, basically a big community has formed there, and I'm really excited about that community and being a part of it and contributing to it. God, I love this sword. Oh, I can't wait to have like some pretty nice enchantments available to me in the next season, like fire aspect. That was the cursed sword in this season though. So, oh god, voice giving out. 2 hour long episode. Must rest. Alright, that's gonna be it for today, guys. There's a check out the Minecraft subreddit, link in the description below. I think you guys will really enjoy the content there if you're not already a part of that community. Um, we really make an effort to be active there and engage with people. There's some cool fan arts, cool suggestions, and I think that's probably where I got the idea to do the portal trap. I mean, a lot of people were requesting it through a lot of different mediums, I will say, but I think that's what really inspired me to do it. So that's enough for today. That's too much for today, actually, but this is going to be the longest video I ever produce. It is my definitive thoughts on Mindcrack Ultra Hardcore. It's not very definitive. There's a lot more I can say, but yeah, to continue this discussion, leave a comment below, like, subscribe, all that kind of. Oh, I said I wasn't going to do that anymore, and here I am doing it again. That experiment turned out to be quite fantastic. I did get a lot of likes in that video. In case anyone's wondering what I'm talking about, the previous Minecraft video, I talked about not knowing how likes affected anything, and I wanted to do an experiment where that video I actually said to like it, and then I completely ruined that experiment with me rambling here right now. And you guys know how bad I am at ending videos. I do this all the time. I start rambling, and then I even mention how bad I am at ending videos. So, yep, I'm gonna put you through this ringer again because I just have a few more things to say. I really value your feedback. Again, I said that earlier. You guys really helped me see a part of myself that I'm not too proud of, and you guys have given me the opportunity to fix that so I can be proud of it. And I want to thank you guys for that again. Thank you for all the comments, all the support, and I hope to defend my title honorably in the next season of Ultra Hardcore. Stay tuned for that once 1.3 comes out. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna leave with this. Bye, guys.